And certainly Moycarkey-Borris just about to break away from their huddle. Roscrea look like they're about to start line up from right to left, and certainly Keane, there's a kind of an atmosphere here just from the chat around. There's a lot of nerves. You can nearly feel it in the stand here in JK Brackens and Templemore here, because both sides know what's at stake for their club.
Yeah, it's huge. What's at stake, Joe, is huge. Just nobody wants to be in that relegation final with a gun to their head. Everyone wants to get out in that semi-final. Moycarkey and Roscrea both got out last year at the semi-final stage of relegation, but unfortunately for one of them today, they're going to find themselves in that relegation final against Holy Cross Ballycal. And that's a nightmare situation. At the start of every year, we all train to be in county quarter-finals. We don't really train to be in relegation battles.
No, and certainly pride comes into it. And Alan Tynan now just going in there, talking to Phil Ryan. The toss just about to be underway with both captains. I also see in there Max Hackett from Moycarkey-Borris. So Phil Ryan just doing the toss. He's releasing the kind there to the players. And Moycarkey-Borris look as if they're going to hurl from left to right, and with whatever breeze is in it here in the first half. So about to start here now. Phil Ryan takes his place in the middle of the field. He's getting both sets of players just to geeing themselves up. Roscrea going to line out from right to left as we see. Is there any positional changes, Keane, you look to take note of?
I'm just looking around. It looks like Alan Tynan is Dara Tynan starting in the middle of the field alongside Evan Fitzpatrick. And for Moycarkey-Borris, Jack Fallon has gone to the middle of the field, where he'll be partnered by Niall Heffernan.
Yeah, and Alan Tynan looks to go, and he's wearing number 11, looks to go out at right half forward. The ball is in, the game is on. It's Moycarkey-Borris storm out with it straight away through Owen Hayes. He gets bottled up though, and away come Roscrea looking to win that ball in the middle of the field. Breaking onto it there is Evan Fitzpatrick. He goes forward, but this time he's adjudged to foul the ball, and it is going to be the first free for Moycarkey-Borris. So game already a couple of seconds old, starting at a ferocious pace, and the centre back there heavily involved, Owen Hayes for Moycarkey-Borris, and it is going to be a free now for Moycarkey, and out they come through Kieran Morris. He'll get a chance, maybe just trying to steal a couple of yards, but I think the referee watching him to go back the whole way. He's almost on his own 65, just slightly out to the right hand side of goal, and this will be the game's opening chance for Kieran Morris. Going to take the freeze off the left hand side here. Referee just blows the whistle. Game about to continue as Kieran Morris lifts that ball. He strikes it well. He has the distance, and the umpire goes straight for the flag, and a good settling score to start with.
Lovely strike from Kieran Morris. That really settled down his side. A really experienced free taker, and it's just vital in these games to get a good start, and a great start from Kieran.
Yeah, well, certainly most free takers hope for a more simple one, but that's from all of 85 metres and over the bar there by Kieran Morris, as Roscrea immediately go on the attack the other end. They're coming up through their wing back Dan Ryan. Dan Ryan gives it infield to Evan Fitzpatrick. Evan Fitzpatrick creates the overlap now, and Roscrea go as if they're looking for a goal. A chance here, but just blazed over the crossbar. A lovely sweeping move. Roscrea just playing through the lines. Goal chance there, Keane, but certainly that gets Roscrea off the board.
Big run from Dan Ryan up the field and at layoff, so that's something to look out for. Nice score there by Shane Fletcher. Lively start here in Templemore.
Well, certainly both sides a point apiece early in this game as Moycarkey-Borris come with the puck out. Reece Shelley sends it a long way down the field. It's batted down there by the Roscrea cornerback Glenn Lucknan, but the ball makes its way out over the sideline off the hurl of one of the Moycarkey-Borris players, and it'll be a line ball for Roscrea just there back behind their own 45 metre line, and there's be a chance to get the game restarted. So large crowd and good atmosphere in attendance here in Templemore as the referee just calls back some of the players to get back the requisite 13 metres, and Roscrea take that line ball now through Glenn Lucknan. He sends it a long way up the field, makes good connection, but a centre back for Moycarkey-Borris, Owen Hayes, tries to break up that attack. Ball breaks loose in the middle of the field, and onto it comes Pat Malloy. Pat Malloy off the left hand side sends the ball in. It's going to drop short, and out there goes Darrell Ryan to calmly collect it in the goals. He offloads to his full back Keith McMahon. Away comes McMahon now, time to strike, sends a good ball infield towards Evan Fitzpatrick. Touch just lets him down, but it does break kindly to Darren Tynan and Fitzpatrick combining. Fitzpatrick now off the hurl off his left hand side. A good run, but the strike always off the angle, and certainly from that distance off the hurl under pressure, always going to be a spectacular score if it goes over.
Yeah, Joe, a little bit outside of the scoring zone, and we see that scoring zone is closed in over the last few weeks with the conditions worsening.
Well, this time Moycarkey-Borris comes short with the puck out as far as Jack Fallon. He lays it off. Roscrea just tried to break up that attack, but Moycarkey-Borris will gain the ball at the second attempt. They look for the free, they don't get it. They will have a chance of a shot at the goals, and that looks to be a fine score. Scored a game so far there, coming from their wing back Pat Malloy, and again a fine display of striking so far.
Big score from Pat Malloy, a hugely experienced player on this team. It's a second possession. He's playing very well so far.
So Moycarkey-Borris just seem to be winning the breaking ball that bit easier to minute. Roscrea though try and win that back in their own half back line through Dan Ryan. He tries to get the improvised hand pass out, but again Moycarkey-Borris momentarily turned it over. Ball breaks loose again on the ground. Moycarkey-Borris regain possession of the sliotar, and they're going to shoot again from long range, again from Pat Malloy from the halfway line, but this time it's just inside the right hand post. And you said one big score from Pat Malloy, and that's two huge scores.
Huge leadership from Pat Malloy, one of the elder statesmen on this team, his second point, and he's really driving Moycarkey-Borris on here so far.
Well, Darragh Ryan comes to the puck out now for Roscrea. Moycarkey-Borris certainly settling into it that bit easier as Evan Fitzpatrick gets dispossessed there. Moycarkey-Borris knocking up the field. Good control inside there by Jack Morrissey. He tries to regain it at the second attempt. Roscrea on the ground though, look to turn it over to kick it forward there as far as the midfield, and Conor Sheedy wins that ball, and this time he's fouled. Almost a bit of afters there. He doesn't want to give away the frees because certainly Phil Ryan will know both teams now with everything to play for. It's going to be a feisty game, but Roscrea will have a chance of a free now, and again, much like the first free that went over for Kieran Morris for Moycarkey-Borris, this is a difficult one to start with for Roscrea.
Yeah, tough free for Luke Cashin. He's a lovely free taker, very, very accurate. Jack Fallon penalised there for a high tackle, so that's something to look out for as the conditions worsen. High tackles seem to be very much ordered today in a lot of these games. Well,
Luke Cashin will have his chance to open his account and get Roscrea back on a level footing as he strikes that ball. He has the distance, all eyes on the umpire there. It's just going precariously close to that right hand side post, and it's just out to the right hand side and wide, and that's the first wide of the game for Roscrea. So again, Moycarkey-Borris come with that puck out. It's intercepted though by Evan Fitzpatrick. He tries to play a ball up the wing towards Luke Cashin, but that's well cut out there by Chris McCullough for Moycarkey-Borris. He comes forward with the hand pass but gives away possession. Game maybe littered with mistakes early in this game as Alan Tynan gets his first possession of the sliotar, scoops it forward as far as Luke Cashin. Cashin takes a shot on the run from the sideline. The umpire has a look, and that's a beautiful score after missing that free there by Luke Cashin. A lovely score under pressure.
Brilliant score from Luke Cashin off his right hand side, and a big thing that was a turnover of a Moycarkey puck out, so that will give confidence to the Roscrea forwards.
So 2 points apiece here in the early stages of this game. We look at the clock, we're into the 7th minute of the game, and Roscrea try to win that back there on their own half forward line. It's out close to the sideline and it's bundled over, and it's going to be a line ball for Moycarkey-Borris. John Carroll certainly remonstrating there with the linesman that it was a Moycarkey player. I got the last flick to it, but the line ball is going to stand here, and Phil Ryan just telling players to get back away from the linesman, and it's going to be now a chance for Moycarkey-Borris about 35 maybe 40 metres out from the goal. Their corner forward Jack Fallon just about to place that now and try and set up an attack for Moycarkey-Borris. Good line ball hit there by Fallon, has the distance, again goes out to left hand side and wide. I suppose, Keane, it's the age old thing. You get them distance in, you get one chance and you're going on for the sideline for the score, and if they don't go over, it's just always a punishable mistake.
Yeah, you just kind of think at conditions like this, keep the ball in play and just keep it going, keep the moves going.
Well, away come Roscrea once again, but give away possession once again, and it is Pat Malloy who's on to breaks the first tackle, storms up from the middle of the field, gets the hand pass out as Moycarkey-Borris just looked to play a short ball in there to Jack Morrissey. Jack Morrissey now out in the wing, gets the shot away. It looked like it just going to have the legs and just inside the post. Always looked like he was just maybe off balance hitting that, but that ball floating lovely over the bar.
Beautiful score from Jack Morrissey off his right hand side. Pat Malloy hugely influential in this game, as we said earlier, on an amount of ball so far.
Well, Roscrea come again with the puck out through Darragh Ryan. Darragh Ryan gets it up in the direction of Conor Sheedy, who goes good strength on the ball to get that ball, sends a crossfield ball over the head of Luke Cashin in for Shane Fletcher to chase. Shane Fletcher has to work hard to try and regain this ball. He's now being helped by Luke Cashin, with Moycarkey-Borris looked in control there for a minute. Luke Cashin tries to bring it forward. Shane Fletcher still rooting for it on the ground there, but this time it is Moycarkey-Borris who hold firm through Owen Hayes. He knocks out a short ball down the line. Again, Moycarkey-Borris patient in their build-up. They worked it out as far as their full back, Tom Hayes. They haven't got it out of their own half yet, but now a storm and run comes and a good overlap move by Moycarkey-Borris, and they'll shoot from distance. This could be another fine effort once again, and a couple of brilliant scores here, Keane, early in the game by Moycarkey.
Super score from Moycarkey. It's really interesting, Joe, to see how they're working the ball through the lines, giving the ball to the support runner and scoring from distance.
Well, certainly didn't panic there in the back line. They worked that out. There was a lot of calls in the stand to just drive it long, but Moycarkey-Borris certainly sticking to their game plan and is serving them well so far. That's an excellent take there now by Alan Tynan. He drives forward, gets back onto his right hand side, gets a shot away. The umpire has a look, goes straight for the flag, and that's a good settling score by Alan Tynan, because certainly if Roscrea are to win this match, they'll need a big hour from Alan Tynan.
Yeah, and Alan is coming more and more into the game over the last couple of minutes. He's a huge player for them. As we said earlier, Tipp senior panelist, and huge experience.
Well, the game level once again as Rhys Shelley comes with that puck out a long way down the field. It breaks kindly for Roscrea. This time they just can't get it up. They're trying to get it there through Dan Ryan. Eventually he gets it inside but gives the ball away. This is a chance now for Moycarkey-Borris. They're being fouled. Definitely should have the advantage here. They have the goal scoring opportunity, but the referee had correctly blew for the free. And again, Roscrea just seem to be making that bit more mistakes than Moycarkey-Borris at the minute. And
that's the man Dermot Marin, the Moycarkey management team, will want to get into the game. Max Hackett, a real live wire. When he gets the ball, there's one thing in his mind: drive for the goals. And he was unceremoniously taken out there by the Roscrea defence, but probably saved him a goal scoring opportunity.
Well, they're going to have another chance now. It should be what should be a relatively simple free for Kieran Morris. He's just on the 21 metre line out to the left hand side of the goals, suits a left sided free taker, and he duly obliges, makes no mistake, and pops over his second score of the game. And as Moycarkey-Borris just extend their lead back into this game, Darragh Ryan comes with a short puck out this time. Evan Fitzpatrick has a bit of space to try and set up an attack, sends a cross field ball over there for the man wearing number 22, and that's Jason Gilmartin. He tries to bring that forward, but again, Moycarkey-Borris strong in defence through Tom Ryan. Tom Ryan gets that ball up into his hand, sends a good ball up the line towards Kieran Cummins. Kieran Cummins just rolls beyond him and out for a line ball. But again, Evan Fitzpatrick played a good ball in that time, and again, Moycarkey-Borris just seemed to be that bit more alive and alert to the danger.
Yeah, that inside back line of Tom Ryan, Tom Hayes and Chris McCullough seemed dominant so far, barring the point from Luke Cashin. They've won nearly every ball that's gone in.
Well, line ball taken there by Jason Fitzpatrick. He sends a ball across the face of the goal for Luke Cashin to come out and try and control. But again, Moycarkey-Borris back there in numbers, and they get that out to the side through Rory Ryan. Rory Ryan, though, is dispossessed there by Alan Tynan, and Tynan gets the ball on his left hand side, sends a good ball into Jason Fitzpatrick. Will have a chance to get a shot away and get a score for Roscrea, and it's a good overturn there by Roscrea. Working the ball well now, a bit better through the lines, and Jason Fitzpatrick gets his opening score.
Yeah, and Alan Tynan, drifting all over the place, getting on the ball, making things happen. Great pass across there to Fitzpatrick, who fired over the bar. So
Roscrea just eating back into that Moycarkey-Borris lead as Rhys Shelley comes a long way with that puck out, sends it down towards that full forward, and it'll break kindly now to Jack Morrissey. Morrissey tries to get it but leaves it off as far as Max Hackett. Max Hackett with a hand pass back outside. Moycarkey-Borris will go on the attack once again. They'll get a shot out there near the sideline, this time just curling inside the post once again. And again, Moycarkey-Borris certainly creating the better scoring opportunities.
Definitely, that was a lovely score there. They're coming by their scores much more easily, Joe, than Roscrea at the moment.
Well, Roscrea now certainly going to have to create something the other end, because Moycarkey-Borris certainly playing the better stuff. This time Jason Gilmartin gets on the ball. He shows a clean pair of heels. His marker falling away from goals, gets his shot away, and that's a good score. An immediate reply there by Jason Gilmartin, and certainly the game just starting to open up a small bit, Keane.
Yeah, you can see there's both sets of forwards are now kind of getting into the game, getting into the rhythm, and the striking is good and scoring from distance.
Well, certainly Kyle Shelley with that last point for Moycarkey-Borris, and immediately responded there by Jason Gilmartin, and away come Moycarkey-Borris once again. Roscrea touched that down, but it's only as far as a Moycarkey-Borris player. They hand pass it out there. Handling just lets them down. Evan Fitzpatrick tries to come in and recuperate the situation, but Kieran Morris gets that ball and gets his shot away. This will be a fantastic score if it goes over, and the umpire goes for the flag once again. And again, while Moycarkey-Borris lost that ball, that was a superb improvised score there from Kieran Morris.
Yeah, big turnover from Kieran Morris, and that's an inspirational score from such a big leader for them, and it's after lifting the Moycarkey crowd and the players. So certainly Moycarkey-Borris still well on top here into the 13th minute of the game. We'll have a few minutes away from the water break, and certainly Alan Tynan now collects that ball, wins a free, and every free going to be crucial on both sides here. See Jason Fitzpatrick coming out, might take this one. Luke Cashin maybe had to just force that effort from distance, as you said. Keane coming in now to the second week of October, the air that bit cooler, ball doesn't tend to travel as far. No, and all frees are vital. We saw in the under-19 final the third of Sarsings in St Mary's, Clonmel yesterday. It all comes down to free taking this time of the year. So many scores are got from place balls, as it's not really conducive to weather. Two brilliant forward play or intricate forward play. So frees are vital, and they're actually going to be the difference between winning and losing games this time of the year.
Very competitive stuff so far. The game, though, is littered with mistakes on both sides. Maybe Roscrea just giving away the possession that bit easier, but certainly there's a lot of nerves out there, and you can really sense it from the players looking in here from the sideline.
You can, and you can sense it on the sideline and from the supporters that you just know this is a huge game, and players are very nervous, but they'll settle into it, and they have settled in the last 10 minutes a little bit more.
So this is going to be a chance now for Jason Fitzpatrick from the free. He's almost on the halfway line, comes in onto his left hand side, gets good distance behind that, and certainly that's over the bar, and a fine settling score there by Jason Fitzpatrick. A well hit free, and that's his second point in all.
Yeah, nice free from Fitzpatrick. When you can get any of those long distance frees this time of the year, it's a huge bonus. Interested to see if Rhys Shelley goes long here on this puck out.
Well, Rhys Shelley, when he does go long, he's getting huge distance in that ball. This is going to go almost down towards the Roscrea 21 metre line. Players battle for it on the ground. Trying to get it there was Kieran Cummins, but he just ran out over the ball and give Roscrea a chance to try and clear their lines. But again, they don't. They just fumble that, and it's overturned there by Jack Fallon. Jack Fallon gets the hand pass out. It might break towards Kieran Cummins, who has the ball in hand. He's close to the end line, gets a tackle there as he gets his shot away. It's across the left-hand side of the goal. It's still kept in play. Certainly Moycarkey-Borris shouting for the free there, but they don't get it as Max Hackett picks that up in the corner, gets a hand pass out towards Jack Morrissey. Jack Morrissey off the left-hand side. Moycarkey-Borris, they certainly won't leave the archer without picking an apple there. Looked like the chance had gone, but recycled well, and another good score by Jack Morrissey.
Brilliant play from Max Hackett again. Got to the corner flag. Brilliant ball across the field to Jack Morrissey, who finished well off his left-hand side.
Well, a 3-point lead restored for Moycarkey-Borris once again, as Roscrea just not really winning a whole pile into their half-hour line at the minute. And again, back there goes Owen Hayes to just overturn that ball for Moycarkey-Borris. Is at the expense of a line ball, but definitely the half-back line of Pat Malloy, Owen Hayes and Rory Ryan certainly dominant so far, and it's an area key maybe Roscrea need to look at working it through the lines that bit better, because they're getting it hard to win their own puckouts.
They are finding it hard, and Alan Tynan seems to be the only option for Darragh Ryan on those long puckouts. He has won a couple so far, but the two wing forwards, Conor Sheedy and Jason Fitzpatrick, not giving him much of an option so far.
Well, it's going to be a line ball for Moycarkey-Borris. We keep a look on the clock. First quarter played. We'll probably see a water break in the next minute or two as Moycarkey-Borris down there through Chris McCullough, just placing that ball around his own 45 metre line and going to try and get that up on the way for Moycarkey-Borris once again, who in truth have been the better side so far. Brilliant line ball hit there by McCullough. Sends it 50-60 yards down the field, and it's well caught there by Kieran Morris. Kieran Morris, the hand pass inside. This could be a half chance of a goal for Moycarkey-Borris, but they just lose possession through Jack Morrissey. He almost looked like he was straight through there, but good defending by Roscrea. But it is Moycarkey-Borris now who regain possession through Kevin O'Regan. O'Regan now tries to power through the middle. He's looking for options inside. Hasn't got it. Kicks that ball forward. The Roscrea full back, Keith McMahon out first to it. Again, Roscrea, they're handling, just letting him down. They might get it at the second attempt here through Evan Fitzpatrick. He tries to clear it up towards Alan Tynan. Good catch there by Alan Tynan now, and he tries to break free from his own half back line. Tynan soloing up the field, gets it onto the right hand side, sends a good ball down there towards Jason Gilmartin. His catch just lets him down there. It's overturned once again by Moycarkey-Borris. They work it out of the fence once again. They send a good ball over towards Kieran Morris, but that's batted away there by Roscrea. Can they get it clear again? They eventually get it out towards the sideline from Jason Fitzpatrick. He's out close to the sideline, takes a big hit, but doesn't flinch. He gets the ball in there now once again. This is caught inside by Jason. Jason trying to get it onto his right hand side, doesn't get a chance of a score and gives away possession once again as Pat Malloy reads that situation. Comes in field to Owen Hayes, who sends a huge effort down the field. Both players look at it. That's a massive score by Owen Hayes. You just thought for a minute, Keane, he was just going to get that ball out of trouble, but that ball carried right over Darragh Ryan's crossbar.
It's an inspirational score, Joe, right on the water break. Big score, and that's 3 points from play from that hugely impressive Moycarkey-Borris half back line of Rory Ryan, Owen Hayes and Pat Malloy.
Well, certainly you have the old proverbs that sometimes a pint is better than a pint is nearly worth two, and that was certainly just ahead of the water break will certainly lift and inspire that Moycarkey-Borris team.
Yeah, and it'll really put a pep in the step of that Moycarkey team as they come off the field. It'll lift Dermot Maher and the management team, and I think it's no more than Moycarkey deserved. And as I said, that half-back line has given them a huge platform in the game. The Roscrea forward line, the ball just doesn't seem to be sticking as well up there. With the likes of Jack Morrissey, with the likes of Kieran Morris, the ball is really sticking for Moycarkey, and they're finding scores a lot easier to come by.
And certainly Roscrea, even when they are going through a good patch and they're moving the ball well, they're just getting it hard to stick and getting their scores extremely hard to come by, and that's not just down to their own mistakes. Certainly that Moycarkey-Borris, particularly the half back line of them, very well on top.
Yeah, massively on top, and they're aided by their midfield of Jack Morrissey and Kevin O'Regan, who are massively on top there as well. Overall, you know, a start is a huge part in a relegation final, just playing with that little bit of confidence, and certainly so far Moycarkey-Borris are the team that are playing with more confidence.
Yeah, and certainly they're working that ball out well through the lines. They're creating good overlaps, and they've got 3 scores already from deep back in their half back line, 2 from Pat Malloy, and that huge point there moments ago from Owen Hayes, and they have a better spread of scores. I make that 6 different scores in all, and certainly when you have a platform to attack the way that half back line's in control, it's going to be a hard area for Roscrea to break down.
Yeah, it is, Joe. It's hard. Typically when your half back line is on top, you are going to be on top in the game, and in fairness to them, they are totally dominant in this game. The half back line for Roscrea of Dan Ryan, Shane Davis and Conor Phelan. Dan Ryan started really, really well. A couple of huge runs up the field, but they've quietened down in the last number of minutes.
Yeah, we'll certainly play teams back out after that. Maybe extended water break, but most managements tend to use that now as a mini coaching break, as Phil Ryan just calls the players back out. It is currently 9 points to Moycarkey-Borris, 6 points for Roscrea, and again possession now is going to be in the hands of Darragh Ryan, and certainly look, it's up for debate, Cian, the value of the water breaks now, given the nature of where COVID's at the minute. But certainly, John Carlow will be really trying to inspire his troops there at that break. Yeah,
Joe, they're more of a coaching break now than a water break, I think, and there's a bit of education and learning going on at those water breaks, and they're trying to influence the play.
Yeah, well, certainly it mightn't last for too much longer, and certainly we've seen in many matches, both club and county, how effective it can be to break momentum. But Moycarkey-Borris are on the attack straight away now. They try and jink inside. Certainly a free there. They don't even get a chance to break forward there. The referee is going to take action here. There's certainly a card coming, and you just sense Moycarkey-Borris, they're breaking that line that bit better. And if there's a goal to be got before half time, it looks like the men in yellow and green might get it here first.
Yeah, Moycarkey are trying to turn the screw. It looked like Roscrea totally switched off on the left-hand side of the field. Let Jack Hackett or Jack Fallon ghost in. He was true on goals and unceremoniously taken out by Glenn Loughnane, who took a yellow card for the team there.
Well, it's going to be a chance of a free for Ciaran Morris to try and get his 4 point of the day. Again, almost a carbon copy of where he got one earlier, and he just launches that straight over the bar, gets his 4 point and extends Moycarkey-Borris' lead out to 4 points. So it's now currently 10 points to 6 in favour of the Moycarkey men. And again, Darragh Ryan, he's wondering what he's going to have to do to get his puck outs to stick, because he goes short with this one. Might get a bit more success out of that as James Sinnott takes that ball in field. Roscrea now just trying to build out from the back. They lose their footing there through their centre back Shane Davis, but he recuperates, sends a cross-field ball over for Luke Hashing to chase, and also Alan Tyner. But again, Moycarkey-Borris there with a brilliant pick-up. Then they come in field towards Owen Hayes, the centre-back. Hayes now is going to send this a long way. Again, he might be even thinking of the score, but this time it's just going to break into the square and into the hands of Darragh Ryan. Darragh Ryan now comes out short with it towards Glenn Loughnane. Glenn Loughnane, though, is blocked down. He does well to get it at the second attempt. Nervy moments there for Roscrea as Loughnane comes out the field with the ball, gets the hand pass away. Moycarkey-Borris, though, look to try and overturn that. Roscrea do well, though, to win that ball under pressure, and they surely have the free here, and certainly the game just livening up. But you do feel there Glenn Loughnane done well to regather that ball a second attempt. A block there coming in from Max Hackett, and certainly Roscrea just want to be a bit sharper in their notions.
Yeah, and it looks like the message obviously from Roscrea at that water break was play it through the lines, play smarter hurling, deliver smarter ball into their forwards, and there has been a noticeable change in these initial couple of minutes of the second quarter in the way in which Roscrea are building from the back. Well,
Roscrea come out there through Darragh Ryan. Darragh Ryan, the goalkeeper, going to take this free from well behind his own 65. He launches that in towards the square. Favourite to win it there was Owen Hayes, but he drops that. Roscrea try to win it back on the ground, but it is Moycarkey-Borris again. They win that, but it's overturned momentarily by Roscrea, but they just can't get clean possession of it just yet. It's on the 21 metre line as Pat Malloy wins that ball and wins the free, and the experience there of Pat Malloy and Owen Hayes certainly telling so far.
Yeah, and we're just repeating ourselves and saying their dominance, that half-back line's dominance. What is noticeable, though, is the Roscrea forwards are now starting to hunt in packs. They're trying to put pressure on that Moycarkey backline and not give them any free loose clearances.
Well, Rhys Shelley's going to come out just beyond his own 21 metre line to take this free and try and set up another attack for Moycarkey-Borris. Lifts that ball off his left hand side, gets good connection with it. This is heading down towards deep into the square of Roscrea, and it breaks, and it's going to break and into the net. You could just see that ball there. It wasn't dealt with by the Roscrea full back line. Turnley took a bounce and straight back up into the roof of Darragh Ryan's net, and certainly we thought Moycarkey-Borris might get the first goal. We didn't think it'd be like that.
No, quite a soft goal, and what is noticeable in Templemore is that AstroTurf kind of running track nearly up towards the goals, and it took a severe hop from Rhys Shelley's long free, and that's a right tonic for Moycarkey now. Well,
certainly Darragh Ryan could do little or nothing about that. Just caught unawares there as that ball took that bounce, and it took a huge bounce off that AstroTurf area, as Keane said there in the goals. And certainly I won't say a goal against the run of play, but an unorthodox goal from that long free from Rhys Shelley, and certainly that gives Moycarkey-Borris a real healthy lead now, as Roscrea have a line ball there through Jason Fitzpatrick. He opts to try and send that across the field. Again, though, Owen Hayes back there wins that ball. Roscrea tried to dispossess him. Evan Fitzpatrick tries to win that ball. His hurl is just pulled back there, and a free for Roscrea, and at this stage a crucial free.
A crucial free. They just need to get some sort of a stranglehold on the game. It seems to be just drifting away from them. That softish goal has really extended Moycarkey's lead, and they just need to hang in there now as over the next 5 or 6 minutes. They can't let this game get away from them.
Yeah, well, Roscrea are certainly going to need a flurry of scores. They haven't really hit a purple patch, getting a couple of sequence of scores. They've had them hard to get so far, as they're going to have a free now through Luke Cashin. Luke Cashin, about 50 metres out, lifts that ball, and this time makes no mistake and gets a much needed score for Roscrea. That's his second, but you'd feel now Roscrea from somewhere, Keane, need to find just that burst for 6-7 minutes to get a couple of scores on the board.
Yeah, they need 3 or 4 points kind of in consecutively just to give them some sort of a foothold in this game.
Yeah, well, certainly all eyes down on the plate once again. Kieran Morris had made himself big. He maybe was looking to win the free, didn't get it, and it's going to be a line ball for Roscrea. So certainly Roscrea haven't just settled into that match yet. They won't panic. A lot of hurling to be played here yet today in Templemore, as Phil Ryan might just even think about throwing in this ball. Linesman just puts the flag now straight up, gives the ball to Phil Ryan, and it's going to be a throw in. Both sides go in for Glennocknan, whips on it, but the ball breaks loose. Now Roscrea get a chance to come out of the fence. That's a high tackle there, a late flick coming in there on their midfielder Dara Tynan. Certainly it's going to be a free and possibly a yellow card here to follow for Jack Morrissey.
Yeah, it's just a loose, lazy hurley, and that's the one that really infuriates managers and selectors and coaches, just because it's so needless to give away a free there. Moycarkey have been on top. They just needed to exert a little bit more pressure on that Roscrea forward line, and it's just a cheap free, a cheap yellow card for Jack Morrissey, and gives Evan Fitzpatrick a chance to launch an attack for Roscrea.
So Evan Fitzpatrick spots a runner. He sends a quick ball down the corner towards Luke Cashin, but a bit too much power in that strike. It goes out close to the end line. The corner back there for Moycarkey-Borris, Chris McCullough, just stands tall and lets that ball break out over the line. And again, a good chance gone a begging for this Roscrea side. Moycarkey-Borris come quick with the puck out as far as Jack Fallon. Jack Fallon all on his own now with a chance to settle himself. He gets that ball down the corner. It breaks beyond 2 players. Roscrea just not dealing with those long balls at the minute, and onto it swoops Kevin O'Regan. Kevin O'Regan comes in, takes a late hit, but this time he's done for over carrying, and certainly the Moycarkey-Borris team incensed with that. What do you make of that one, Keane?
Yeah, it's one of those frees that is really hard to judge. You know, an attacker, Kevin O'Regan, going at full pace, runs full-blooded into Shane Davis, and it's one of those 50-50 ones, but it looks probably a marginal charge by O'Regan.
So Roscrea now come on the attack once again. They need to try and win a couple of balls here now, and they get a chance inside here as they try to create an overlap. That's a good ball across as far as Conor Sheedy. Conor Sheedy immediately gets the strike away under pressure from Pat Malloy, but that's a fine score by Roscrea, and now you can just feel Roscrea maybe starting to settle into this game a bit better. Yeah,
brilliant score by Conor Sheedy. Great interplay there, and that's the kind of play that Roscrea are looking for. You know, smart play. They have lively forwards, young forwards, and they just need to keep that ball moving and give it to the player in the best position.
Yeah, well, certainly Moycarkey-Borris, they were incensed with that free going and the opposite way as Kevin O'Regan bore down, was done for charging there, and immediately Roscrea come up and get a score. Nearly a 2-point swing there as one of the Moycarkey-Borris players down there just receiving a bit of attention. So there'll be a chance for both players just to maybe draw breath, because while the game has been a lot of mistakes in it so far, it's been played at a fairly high tempo pace.
Kieran Cummins down from Moycarkey here receiving attention. Looks like he'll be okay. There has been a frenetic pace show so far, and that's typically what you expect when it's a do or die game.
Well, Phil Ryan just checks on Kieran Morris's well-being, and he's okay to continue as back in the goal. The goal scorer, Ree Shelley, now comes with the puck out, sends it towards Pat Malloy. Malloy might think of another shot here, opts not to this time, sends a good ball down in front of Kieran Morris. Kieran Morris collects that, gets back onto the left-hand side, ball just floating towards the left-hand post, but just inside it. And again, Kieran Morris showing good skill and good striking.
Yeah, Pat Malloy to Kieran Morris. It's been working for the last 10 years for Moycarkey-Borris, and just huge experience, huge craft from Kieran Morris. Got his body across the defender, took the ball off that trusty left-hand side, and he's G'ing up his teammates after that score.
Yeah, so again, Darragh Ryan comes with a puck out. Where's he going to go for Roscrea this time? Opts to drop it in around the middle of the field, out there towards Conor Sheedy, but it breaks off the hand of Sheedy. Moycarkey-Borris tried to overturn that through Pat Malloy, but Sheedy does well now to get the hand pass out towards Jason Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick sends a brilliant ball across in front of Luke Cashin. Luke Cashin gets it, hand pass off to Alan Tynan. We haven't seen a whole pile of Tynan in this game. He gets that ball away and gets a good shot, and that's better intricate play by Roscrea.
That's the kind of quality ball Luke Cashin and that inside line for Roscrea won. Diagonal ball into the space, picked it up, picked out Alan Tynan. A great score for Roscrea.
Immediately, the long puck out comes again from Ree Shelley. Who's going to win it? The answer is Kieran Morris. He's been a judge that played the hurler. You could hear the shouts in the stand, and certainly he'll have no complaints to that. Bit of cleverness if you get away with it, but certainly a foul all day long.
Yeah, it's something that's going out of the game now. You know, if you hear any noise, if referees hear the noise, they're going to ping it. But cute play from Kieran Morris if you get away from it. But if there's any sound, and we certainly heard the sound here, Joe, they're going to give a free against you.
So Dar Ryan comes out from his goals onto his own 45-metre line, going to try and maybe send a booming clearance down towards that full 40. He lifts that ball, strikes it down into the bottom left corner where Luke Cashin has made a good run, but again that ball just curling all the way towards the sideline, and again just an opportunity you can't afford to do.
No, and that quality ball, you can see they're really trying to target Luke Cashin in this second quarter. His movement diagonally across the field is very good, but the onus is on the players out the field to deliver that ball into space that he wants, and when he gets it he is very, very dangerous.
So Chris McCullough now just placing that line ball once again. He had a line ball here earlier in the first half, made great connection with it. He'll just try and set Moycarkey-Borris back on their front foot. They've been the better side so far, but Roscrea, I feel, slowly starting to get into this game as that ball comes from McCullough. It's well intercepted there by Dara Tynan. Dara Tynan has a bit of space to send the ball up the line towards Jason Fitzpatrick. He sends the ball infield now towards Evan Fitzpatrick. Evan Fitzpatrick just puts on the brakes, comes back onto his left hand side and gets the hand pass out towards Fitzpatrick. And Fitzpatrick strikes from distance there. The umpires watch it the whole way, but just out to the left-hand side and wide. But again, you have to note that Roscrea's team play is starting to be that bit more prevalent.
Yeah, they're just looking for that spare man, particularly with short hurley passes. Just trying to play it to the man in the best position. But shooting from outside, you know, they're low percentage shots this time of the year, and they'd be much better off just trying to feed that inside line, trying to get the ball into Shane Fletcher and trying to get it into Luke Cashin, unless the shot is in that scoring zone, which really this time of the year, Joe, is only that maybe 65 yards in and in central positions.
Roscrea player down there just receiving a bit of attention. We're only a couple of minutes away from half time, and certainly while Moycarkey-Borris, all the hurling they've done and all the dominance they've showed for maybe the opening 20 minutes, you do feel that Roscrea are starting to get a grip into this game now and really find a toe into it.
Yeah, they're starting to get going, and you can see their forwards. You can never be far enough ahead in these games. The second half of these relegation games seem to take on a life of their own. So you want to have it, when you're on top, you need to make your dominance count.
Again, a huge poke out coming down there from Rhys Shelley. It's momentarily batted away by Roscrea. They might win it at the second attempt, and they do. They come out of the fence now and they try to get it the far side of the field there towards Jason Gilmartin. Jason Gilmartin gets that ball now. He'll have a chance to steady himself. Owen Hayes closes him down all the while, but he gets the shot away, and that's a superb score under pressure by Jason Gilmartin. A much needed score as well, and certainly that's the linesman, I think, has the flag up actually this time. That was what they were shouting for. So as good and all as the score was, it's not going to count.
No, and that's really unfortunate for Jason Gilmartin and for Roscrea, because that was a big score. You could feel the crowd kind of rose to the score, and it seemed to give everyone a lift, and now unfortunately it's a line ball for Moycarkey to be struck by Chris McCullough.
Yeah, but certainly a big blow for Roscrea there. A quality score rule out there by Jason Gilmartin. Linesman had the flag up as he struck that ball, and it's going to be a line ball now for Chris McCullough on the far side of the field. Again, makes good connection with that, sends it a long way up the field. Roscrea tried to bat it down there through Dan Ryan, but immediately it's stolen back by Moycarkey-Borris. But it's their turn to give away the ball as far as Dara Tynan. He takes a big hit into the back there. I think it was innocuous enough. Dara Tynan, the other players entitled to go for it, he was just kind of spinning away and got a nasty hit in the back for himself.
Yeah, I think Jack Fallon got him. There was nothing intentional in it, but it's certainly one that hurt. And if you take away that goal, that long-range goal from Rhys Shelley, really Roscrea have been the dominant team in this last 10 minutes or so, Joe.
Yeah, well, certainly a sore one there for Dara Tynan. He just was spinning with that ball, just trying to get away. Got the hit there from Jack Fallon, as you said. Not malicious in it, but certainly it's going to be a sore one for Tynan. He's getting a bit of treatment. He'd probably be okay to continue, and it'll be a chance for Jason Fitzpatrick to just get another score for Roscrea. And as we inch closer to half time, certainly John Carroll and his management team will just be a bit more happy with the response they've had since the water break.
Yeah, and whatever John and the rest of the management team and John Sheedy said at half time or at the water break, it seems to have worked. There seems to be much more intent in the play of Roscrea. There seems to be much more energy in their play. Their half back line are now starting to set a platform for their inside line, and the likes of Conor Sheedy and Alan Tynan are both coming into the game. They'll probably be disappointed still with the amount of ball that's going into that inside line. They just haven't used the pace of Luke Cashin and Shane Fletcher to the extent that's needed yet.
Yeah, well, Dara Tynan puts back on the blue helmet. He looks like he's going to be okay to continue, and all eyes will now be on Jason Fitzpatrick. He's going to have a free from almost back in his own 65, maybe a yard or two out to the right hand side of the goal, but it'll be a good chance for Fitzpatrick to nail another long range free and really inch Roscrea closer to Moycarkey-Borris. He plays that quick down towards Alan Tynan, just goes beyond Tynan, but he does well to recuperate. Moycarkey-Borris, though, two men back there. One of them is Rory Ryan, who tries to hold up that ball. The ball breaks out for sideline. It's going to be out for Moycarkey-Borris, and again, just Roscrea sometimes would have played that ball. It was the right option to go to Tynan, but just maybe a bit too much power on it.
You just say, Joe, at this time of the year, is it the right option? You know, things can break down so easily. It's not summertime where the ball is hopping. If you get a dead ball that has a chance of scoring a point, I think that's the option this time of the year, not short freeze.
Well, we're deep and now we're just heading into additional time here in Templemore as another huge line ball comes from Chris McCullough. He gets it a long way down the field. It's going to break kindly for the Moycarkey-Borris wing forward, Max Hackett, but he loses possession and Roscrea try to gather up. They win it through Evan Fitzpatrick, who gets the hand pass almost there on his knees. But again, Roscrea just overturned that ball. They have to clear their lines yet. They send the ball across the field. That's a brilliant chance now. Roscrea might have thought of the score there, but they send it across now towards Jason Gilmartin. Jason Gilmartin gets that ball back onto his right hand side, lofts it high up in the air, always off balance. There was Jason Gilmartin, and it just breaks there as far as Rhys Shelley. He's been tackled there by Shane Fletcher, but gets the free. And once again, them shots in this time of year, they're always a low percentage shot over the shoulder.
Yeah, like from Jason Gilmartin, off the back foot, over the shoulder, real low percentage shot. The percentage option was to deliver that ball into the inside line. And when you're giving a keeper the quality of Rhys Shelley a free puck from the goals, you're always going to find yourself in trouble.
Yeah, well, certainly Rhys Shelley, a huge distance weapon in his arsenal. He's already got the all-important goal so far, maybe somewhat fortuitous goal, but Moycarkey-Borris, their score seems to have dried up in the last 8 or 10 minutes as Evan Fitzpatrick tries to create a little overlap there, but Dara Tynan and himself just maybe not communicating effectively there, but Dara Tynan will get the shot from halfway, and certainly if there's a team coming out with a wet sail as we approach half-time, it seems to be Roscrea.
Yeah, Evan Fitzpatrick and Dara Tynan are dominant in the middle of the field over the last 6 or 7 minutes, and they're giving a huge platform to Roscrea.
Moycarkey-Borris come quick with that puck out as far as Niall Heffernan. He tries to loop that in towards the full forward line, but it's been well cut out there by Shane Davis, and Roscrea now are really starting to impress. They send a good ball down there for Shane Fletcher. Shane Fletcher gets it momentarily, loses his foot, but gets a good hand pass out as far as Alan Tynan. Tynan jinks this way and that, tries to go by Rory Ryan, gets a shot away off his right hand side, but always tailing off and always out to the right hand side and wide.
And that delivery from Shane Davis into Shane Fletcher is the kind of ball we're talking about, giving quality ball into that space for those Roscrea forwards.
Well, Moycarkey-Borris come now with another chance. They work it out towards midfielder Niall Heffernan. Niall Heffernan gets the hand pass off as far as Jack Morrissey. Morrissey get a much needed score now just to settle Moycarkey-Borris back into the game. You had felt we spoke about Roscrea just getting a toe back into the game. I think that's going to be the last action of the half. Certainly Moycarkey-Borris will finish with the last point, but really Roscrea have warmed up to the task and got themselves back on a good foothold in the game, and realistically that fortuitous goal now from Rhys Shelley, the only difference maker in the game.
Yeah, that's the big difference, that goal. Lovely score there, well worked between Niall Heffernan and Jack Morrissey. But over the last 10 minutes, I suppose Roscrea have fought their way back into the game. When Rhys Shelley's goal went in, it threatened to get away from Moycarkey-Borris, or away from Roscrea for a couple of minutes. But they have dug in, and they have a huge chance here now in the second half.
Yeah, well, certainly this game going to go the whole way down to the wire. It took Roscrea a long time to get going. It is Moycarkey-Borris who hold the advantage in its all-important FBD Insurance County Senior Hurling Relegation semi-final. Roscrea really starting to warm up to the task. They're closing on Moycarkey-Borris all the while. A huge 30 minutes plus comes as we take a break, where Moycarkey-Borris just have the advantage here in Templemore. Count is in there. Well, the score here at half-time in Templemore, it is Moycarkey-Borris, a goal and 12. Roscrea, 10 points. But certainly doesn't maybe tell a true reflection of the game. That goal the whole way coming from Ree Shelley in the goals for Moycarkey-Borris. And certainly Roscrea have got back into this game. They've missed a couple of good chances for themselves. But certainly this game really taking on a life of its own. The ball is back in and the game is back on as Roscrea try to gather that through Evan Fitzpatrick. They look for the free and they don't get it. And away come Moycarkey-Borris through Max Hackett. He powers away from his man. He's going to get the shot off his left hand side, and Moycarkey-Borris, much like the start of the first half, straight back into action.
That's a beautiful score from Max Hackett. That's what they want, Moycarkey, to get Max on the ball, get him running at goals, and a lovely finish off his left hand side.
Well, that's a 6-point lead now for Moycarkey-Borris, and they immediately go on the attack again. They look for the free through Kieran Cummins. He doesn't get it, and Roscrea try to overturn the ball. They're working out there towards Dara Tynan. Dara Tynan will have to be clever here because Moycarkey-Borris closing down the tacklers all the time. Roscrea to overturn the ball through Dan Ryan. Dan Ryan goes forward, gets a hand pass as far as Glenn Lucknan. Roscrea under pressure, they even cleared out of the fence to get the hand pass as far as Alan Tynan. Tynan now sends a good ball down in the corner for Shane Fletcher. Good pick up by Shane Fletcher. Tries to get the hand pass away as far as Luke Cashin. Luke Cashin will shoot from under the stand here on the sideline, and the umpire goes straight for the flag. A good response by Luke Cashin, and back to a 5-point game.
Lovely score from Luke Cashin. That's the quality ball that Shane Fletcher wants in the corner. Really, really lively when he gets the right type of ball.
Again, Moycarkey-Borris come with the puck out. They win the ball and they win the free as Kieran Morris just tried to peel away from his marker. He was pulled back there by Conor Phelan. And again, this is what you'd feel to be a reasonably simple free again for Morris.
Yeah, not the tallest man in the world, Kieran Morris, but he's just so good under the high ball. He's such an outlet for Ree Shelley's puck outs, and it's just his cuteness and his cleverness and his experience, and he wins so many of them.
Well, Kieran Morris showing certainly a lot of strength, a real powerhouse of a performance at full forward so far from both play and frees, and he's winning a lot of ball there as Morris gets that free off his left hand side and duly obliges to restore a 6-point lead now for Moycarkey-Borris. It is a goal and 13 Moycarkey-Borris, 11 points for Roscrea as once again Darragh Ryan comes with that puck out for Roscrea to see can he get a ball winner. Owen Hayes momentarily blocks it down as Luke Cashin tries to pounce onto it. Dara Tynan picks it up though for Roscrea, gets half hooked as he gets that ball in as far as a sub will come in there at half time for Roscrea, and that is Luke Ceci. Luke Ceci tries to get that ball forward for Roscrea, but again Moycarkey-Borris hold firm in that half back line. They look to be unceremoniously dumped there, but Roscrea get the overlap now. They have Alan Tynan inside. Tynan gets the ball, he's on the 21, tries to skip inside. He's been well marshalled though by the Moycarkey-Borris defence, and that goes a good chance for Roscrea. Moycarkey-Borris haven't cleared their line yet. Conor Sheedy tries to overturn that ball along with Shane Fletcher. Fletcher now tries to scoop it out into a bit of space. He does well there to try and get it out towards Darragh Tynan, but again Moycarkey-Borris, they just aren't being broken down that back line. Good chance there by Alan Tynan. You could see he really tried to storm through, break that last tackle, but Moycarkey-Borris held firm.
Yeah, step past the defender, lovely, but they really crowded him out for a finish, and that's a big turnover for Moycarkey.
Oh, good pass there by Kieran Morris. He gets that forward towards Jack Morrissey, who goes to the far corner there towards Anthony McKelvey. McKelvey just out in front of his man Keith McMahon, but Hassan got possession of Jack. Keith McMahon tries to win it back there until help arrives in through Conor Phelan. Phelan now strikes it long for Roscrea, but it's straight to his opposite number 7, Pat Malloy. It just goes over the head though, Malloy, but Moycarkey-Borris there in numbers now and going to win that ball out of the fence. They look to have won the free as well. A big fist pump coming in there by the Moycarkey-Borris cornerback Tom Ryan, and certainly they're alive to the task.
Yeah, they are. They're really up for this, and whatever Dermot Maher said at half time, they seem to be just rising to the occasion. There seems to be one change, Joe, on the Roscrea team. Luke Ceci seems to be in for Jason Fitzpatrick for the start of the second half.
Yeah, well, certainly Luke Ceci, Roscrea will have to use their bench wisely in this and really try and find an outlet somewhere, because despite finishing the half well, they still trail here in this match, and there's going to be another chance for Kieran Morris, and with his frees so far, they've been a big asset for the Moycarkey-Borris side, and while he's just out around halfway, a couple of yards in from the sideline, you'd nearly give him a high percentage chance of scoring this as Phil Ryan just blows the whistle. Kieran Morris just steps into that, trying to get a bit of extra distance, strikes it off his left hand side, distance no problem, and the accuracy to match, and he's been a huge outlet for scores today.
Yeah, the value again of having an accurate free taker, and Kieran Morris is one of the best free takers in the county. He's safe, he's reliable, and he's just a huge leader, as we already said, for Moycarkey-Borris. Well,
Darragh Ryan again comes along with that puck out for Roscrea. It breaks in towards the Moycarkey-Borris 21 metre line. They can't get it up there just with that AstroTurf. They almost stuck the hurl in the ground, but they work it out now as far as Rory Ryan. Rory Ryan gives it away to his opposite number 5. That's Dan Ryan, and Dan Ryan makes no mistake for Roscrea. Rory Ryan holds his hand up. Sometimes that happens, just gives away the ball, and a good score there by Dan Ryan.
And that's just a real sickener for Moycarkey-Borris, in total control. Rory Ryan just with a loose pass and Dan Ryan with a lovely finish for Roscrea. But it settles Roscrea a little bit more back into the game.
Yeah, Moycarkey-Borris again now go along with this ball down there towards Jack Morrissey, but the ball just breaks loose there. Which side is going to get it? Morrissey tries to scoop that forward there towards Kieran Cummins, who gets the ball, has the advantage, but is staying going. It might have opened up for him. It's a chance to play it across the face of goals. He knew he was always going to have a chance with the advantage to pull back for the free and rightly try to create a goal chance.
Yeah, Kieran Cummins really drove at that Roscrea defence, trying to do the right thing with the pass across to McKelvey, just a little bit overplayed, but they will get some consolation in another free for Kieran Morris here.
And you nearly bank on Kieran Morris from this distance and this angle to make another score to open up a further lead for Moycarkey-Borris. They've really started this second half much like the start of the first half, and it's just hard to see where Roscrea are going to get that succession scores at the minute.
Yeah, and the longer this goes on, Joe, Roscrea are going to have to force their hand and they're going to have to start going for goals, and that puts a huge amount of it makes you very one-dimensional when you're going for goals early on.
Well, Kieran Morris again unerring in his accuracy from frees and blast that ball over the bar for Moycarkey-Borris, and once again they go further clear into this match. I make that 1-15-12, a 6-point lead for Moycarkey-Borris as Darragh Ryan sends that ball a long way down the field for Roscrea. Can Roscrea get a winner under it? Alan Tynan and also Conor Sheedy try to chase that ball out towards the sideline, but again it's going to be a line ball. Alan Tynan just looks like he's going to take this ball. I thought the linesman was signaling the other way for a minute, but it will be a chance for Roscrea to try and put a bit of pressure on that Moycarkey-Borris full back line. If they can get that ball in around the square, it's hit there now. It just comes along the ground. Quickest to react there is Owen Hayes. He has time. His touch just lets him down. Conor Sheedy tries to overturn him, but again Owen Hayes strong on the ball, just still hasn't got up into hand yet, but it's swooped back there by the Moycarkey-Borris defence, and Tom Hayes gets it out as far as Owen Hayes. Hayes now takes that ball into contact, gives away a possession. Can Roscrea make that count to Alan Tynan? Tynan now trying to create something, gets it back in towards CC, but again it's whipped on by Moycarkey-Borris, but it only breaks loose as far as Roscrea at the middle of the field, and their centre back Shane Davis gets onto it, gets the shot away and gets a good score. Again Moycarkey-Borris just wanted to clear the danger, but you're always run the risk of giving away valuable possession like that.
Yeah, and that's a big score from Shane Davis for Roscrea, and it just gives them another little lift and just keeps them in the game.
Again, Moycarkey-Borris come along with the ball. Kieran Morris and Kieran Cummins combined there as Kieran Cummins gets that ball, sends a good ball in there towards his corner forward, who tries to set up an overlap as far as Kevin O'Regan, but the pass well awry there, and Darragh Ryan quick to get out and try and set Roscrea in the attack. It breaks though to Rory Ryan. Rory Ryan now switches the point of attack over to the far wing as far as Anthony McKelvey. McKelvey has time to steady himself and get the shot, and while there was a little mistake there in the pass, Moycarkey-Borris, they recycle the ball well and get another valuable score.
Yeah, and that's Anthony McKelvey in the game now with a nice point. It just has to be that direct ball in these conditions. When you see that overplay there at the far side by McCarthy, it just doesn't work at this time of the year. Well,
Darragh Ryan again maybe frustrated with his puck out so far that he's just not getting him to stick the hand. He goes the far side of the field over there towards Luke Ceci. It bounces on the ball. Ceci and Alan Tynan were trying to win it. Ceci on the ground trying to get that ball, but away come Moycarkey-Borris momentarily, but Alan Tynan does well to dispossess his man, goes to the ground, looks for the free, not being entertained by Phil Ryan. He eventually blows the ball. This will be a throw ball, and certainly the scrappy nature of the game probably just suiting Moycarkey-Borris at the minute.
It is, Joe. The physical strength of Alan Tynan is huge. Any ball that comes around him, he seems to be winning, and you can see the strength and condition he obviously developed through his time at Munster.
Well, again, away come Moycarkey-Borris. They're being well hooked there by Luke Hashin, but they will do well to recycle that ball. They get it out wide here to their midfielder, Kevin O'Regan. Kevin O'Regan gets a chance to set up an attack, comes infield with the ball as far as Jack Morrissey, but his touch, the ball just going away from him, and Glenn Lucknan wins it back for Roscrea, gets it out wide towards Dan Ryan. Dan Ryan sends a good ball down the corner towards Shane Fletcher. A brilliant deft touch there by Shane Fletcher. Rides the tackle, has the advantage. He's determined to stay going though. Might get a chance to put that ball across the face of goal. This will be a chance now for Jason for Roscrea. Can they get their goal? The answer is yes. A brilliant goal there by Jason Kilmartin, but all the work done there by Shane Fletcher. He had his advantage. He had a chance himself to pop that ball over the bar. He played out the advantage. A brilliant ball across as far as Jason Kilmartin, and certainly game on now.
Yeah, that's the tonic that Roscrea needed. Superb play from Shane Fletcher and a brilliant low finish along the AstroTurf by Jason Kilmartin. Game on here now, Joe.
So you just said, Keane, that certainly Roscrea need a goal. Maybe they spark this game to life and get them in, and it brings its own pressures and that, but that's a certain certainly a brilliant goal created there by Shane Fletcher, blasted by Jason Kilmartin, and certainly that is the lift that Roscrea might need. Moycarkey-Borris are still leading this one, but hot in their tails now are coming Roscrea. John Carroll down in front of us looks at the watch. He knows there's plenty of time left for his side to get back and try and get their noses in front as Moycarkey-Borris go on the attack once again. The ball breaks loose now, and Luke Cece back there in his own half back line wins that ball, comes across the field to Darragh Tynan. Is that goal going to be the thing that spark Roscrea to life, to send that ball in now towards Conor Sheedy? Sheedy looked like he had a good touch, but he was dispossessed there expertly by Tom Hayes. Tom Hayes as far as Owen Hayes, and Owen Hayes will go a long way down the field towards Anthony McKelvey. McKelvey battling there with Keith McMahon. McMahon looked to momentarily be winning that, tries to flick it out, but good strength there by Anthony McKelvey to hold up the ball. Neither side can just claim it there on the 21, but it looks like the Roscrea men are going to win that there. Can they clear their lines? They're dispossessed though, that time by Kieran Cummins, and his flash shot just goes out to the right hand side and wide.
Yeah, Moycarkey-Borris probably need a score just to settle him down back into the game. A sharp puck out here, and another chance here for Evan Fitzpatrick.
Well, Evan Fitzpatrick is going to shoot from distance out near the sideline, and that's a brilliant score by Evan Fitzpatrick. Exactly what Roscrea needed, and that point along with the goal, two real lifters for them.
Yeah, and a big momentum shift here in Templemore. Roscrea on top, they're playing with whatever breeze is there and playing down towards the score and town goal. So it's a big few minutes for Moycarkey. They need to respond, and it seemed that one of their players is down, and maybe he's taking a bit of a knee here to try and break this momentum that Roscrea built over the last number of minutes.
Well, certainly we did say that Roscrea needed a big moment in this match. They got it through their goal. Is that the one that can turn this game back in their favour?
Yeah, they needed that big moment. They needed something just to bridge that gap and just keep them in contention. And that goal from Jason Kilmartin, just brilliantly worked by Shane Fletcher, has really given them a bit of impetus, and they're massively in this game, and it's going to go right down to the wire now.
So still just that little break in play there as Phil Ryan checks on the welfare of one of the Roscrea Moycarkey-Borris players, Kieran Morris. And Kieran Morris, certainly they won't want him to go off. He looks to be putting back on that red helmet, and he'll be okay to continue. He's got through a good body of work here in Templemore so far today, and that break maybe just coming at the right time for both players. It's been played at a frantic pace here at the minute as Reece Shelley again comes with that ball, sends it long down towards the aforementioned Kieran Morris. Morris, strong as a bull, holds off his man and gathers that ball. He showed excellent composure, and he flicks that ball now down into the path of Jack Fallon. Jack Fallon shows a clean pair of heels, his marker, pops that ball over the bar, but you must credit Jack Fallon got the score, but you must credit the strength and also the skill of Kieran Morris there once again.
I think he showed his experience there, probably had a little bit of a knock, broke a little bit of momentum by going down, wins the puck out, lays it off, and just huge experience, huge leadership again by Kieran Morris from Moycarkey-Borris.
So Moycarkey-Borris just keeping their noses out in front of this one. They win that ball there now through Kevin O'Regan. O'Regan sends it across the field, but it's intercepted there by Conor Phelan for Roscrea. He gets it up now towards Luke Cashin. Luke Cashin tries to take that ball into contact, shows good skill, gets the hand pass in the direction of Glenn Lucknan, but it's been overturned, and with that Luke Cashin gives away the free. Glenn Lucknan comes with a late shoulder there onto one of the Moycarkey-Borris players, and he'll have to be careful here because he was on a yellow from earlier, and certainly Phil Ryan just trying to calm down this ball, but certainly Roscrea won't want to give away and be down a man here. So right in the side end, the players thunder into the ball. The ball breaks loose there on the side end. Two players go pulling for it on the ground. Just spilling over a small bit here. John Carroll just tries to pull Glenn Lucknan out of the match. He comes in there with a bit of a punch towards one of the Moycarkey-Borris players. Good management here by John Carroll, just trying to defuse the situation, get Glenn Lucknan out of that situation, and certainly the game really sparking over here now.
Yeah, tension's running high now, Joe. It just shows the pressure that's on both teams, and that just being in this relegation dogfight, people are on edge, and it's just spilling over a tiny little bit here.
Well, certainly both sets of management might just be looking for the water break at this stage, and maybe Phil Ryan will call for it soon just to kind of calm down both sets of players. He's going to his notebook here, and there could be nervous moments here for a couple of players here just to the side, and maybe deciphering it in them situations. It's hard to know who to pull out of those. Yeah,
and sometimes referees are just guessing. They usually give 2 yellow cards and just try and calm the whole situation down. That was a big turnover though of a free by Moycarkey-Borris. They had a free, they got involved, and it was given as a throw-in by Phil Ryan. So you just can't afford that type of ill discipline in really tight championship games.
Well, out of that, just Phil Ryan opts to calm that down with 2 yellows brandished to the 2 number 11s, Kieran Cummins and Alan Tynan. It was hard to maybe pull out of who was going to come there as Roscrea make a change. Off goes Conor Phelan, and into the game comes Darren O'Connor. So John Carroll just having a word with the referee to allow that substitution there. He might look at another one of his players down there receiving attention, Glenn Lucknan, down the far end of the field, so he might just get a chance to be treated there. Phil Ryan looking for the ball. He's going to have to throw it in here and maybe try and defuse the situation. Sometimes sometimes you wonder the value of a throw ball when tempers are heated there. But Phil Ryan just trying to get usher players back there. Glenn Lucknan looks like he's going to be still receiving that bit of treatment on his finger there, but I think Phil Ryan is going to get this game back underway. He's trying to usher back players and get it in between Jack Fallon and Alan Tynan, although Evan Fitzpatrick looks like he wants to get involved here in this. So certainly there's been a long break there as things are heated here now, Keane.
Yeah, and Moycarkey-Borris seem to have retreated or have a lot of bodies around the middle of the field and have left a sweeper in Shane Davis for Roscrea.
Well, Roscrea win their free there. Moycarkey-Borris incensed there. They thought that Dan Ryan over carried that ball, but certainly he had nowhere to go, but shows good strength, and this is a big free now for Roscrea.
Massive free for Luke Cashin. No better man to strike it, but this would really edge Roscrea again closer to Moycarkey-Borris, and you can just feel this thing is going to go down to the wire.
Yeah, it was certainly a big free for Luke Hashin. We can't be far away from the water break at the minute. Luke Hashin now with the free, 65 metres out for Roscrea to really get maybe a momentum shifter for them. He gets good distance. It just keeps inside the left-hand side post, and that's a big free for Luke Hashin.
Yeah, all the momentum at Roscrea at the moment. Moycarkey need a couple of scores maybe, just to get that stranglehold, to get that foothold back in this game.
So a big score for Luke Hashin as that ball comes out. No sign of the water break just yet, and that's fetched highest there by Evan Fitzpatrick. Leaps up like a salmon out of the water to collect that one and powers down the field, strikes it off his left hand side. Can Shane Fletcher keep this ball in play? He does. This is a chance for Roscrea now. It's well blocked down there though by Rhys Shelley. Ball breaks loose, and quickest to react to it is Chris McCullough. McCullough tries to work it out as far as his full back Tom Hayes to Owen Hayes, who plants the feet and opens the shoulder, sends it a long way down the field. Where's this ball going to break? Dara Tynan tries to get that ball, looks for a push in the back, doesn't get it there. Moycarkey-Borris tried to overturn it. Ball just spills loose down the middle of the field. That's a certain free. It looked for Roscrea by Alan Tynan. He didn't get that, so certainly Roscrea looked for two frees there, didn't get them as Luke Ceci comes with the hand pass. He's a judge of through that ball, and certainly you have to feel that time that maybe Roscrea were lucky not to get a free themselves.
Yeah, it looked like a stonewall free for Alan Tynan as hurley was pulled back. A little bit of back chat to Phil Ryan. He's not happy with the Roscrea players, and he's going to move that forward, making it very, very scoreable for Kieran Morris.
Yeah, well, certainly back Kieran Morris has scored from halfway, and now he's another 20 metres almost further forward, and there's going to be referee just checking on his notepad here, but this is going to be a way more simple free now for Kieran Morris. He has 2, 4, 6, 8 so far, and you wouldn't back against him making it 9. He's about 50 metres out, straight in front of the goals, and again, every free, as you said, Keane, crucial.
Yeah, and Glenn Lucknan looks in trouble here for Roscrea. He's receiving medical attention. Looks like his finger, an issue with one of his fingers. And
well, that we were just maybe the commentator's course there, free out to the left hand side and wide by Kieran Morris. Maybe Roscrea feel that they got off out of jail there because they felt they should have had the free themselves, but certainly that's unlike Kieran Morris today. Very
unlike Kieran, such an accurate free taker. It just seems now like the momentum, everything is starting to flow in favour of Roscrea. There's a massive 15 minutes ahead of both teams here, and you know, whoever gets out of here alive is going to be very, very happy this evening. And Holy Cross Ballycal are watching on, kind of ready to see who they will be playing next weekend. But it's just going to go down to the wire here, Joe, and we're expecting a really exciting last 15 minutes or so. Yeah, well, 3 points I make it between the sides. 118 Moycarkey-Borris, 115 for Roscrea, and certainly Roscrea, they've got themselves back into this game, but they've yet to get level or even get their noses in front, and the next quarter of an hour going to be crucial here, and you can really feel the nerves in the air here so far, Keane. Yeah, and this game is going to be small margins, little defining moments, and maybe defining moment there when Shane Fletcher got the ball and that block from Rhys Shelley on him that stopped an almost certain point, and little things like that are going to be the difference maker here, Joe, and it's just going to come down to really, and I know it's the old cliche, but what team has it just in the belly, I suppose, in these last 50 minutes who are going to give absolutely everything to get over the line for their club. Yeah, well, we're down to home straight now. It is, as I said, 118 to Moycarkey-Borris, 115 for Roscrea. These water breaks starting to get a bit more extended. They're meant to be kept to a minute, and certainly this is nearly like a half-time break here. Yeah, it's mad. I think the half-time breaks are getting shorter, all right, but these breaks usually end up being 3 or 4 minutes. There's a lot of coaching time going on. There's a lot of motivational stuff goes on, and I think very little water drank during the water break. Yeah, well, certainly the future of the water breaks here that were brought in as a temporary measure to get liquid into players, certainly at club and county level, maybe being a lot more extended, and certainly the referee Phil Ryan just allowing that to continue a bit longer. But it is probably outside of the match a big topic for debate, the value of these now going forward. Yeah, and I think most hurling purists and hurling people would like to see them got rid of and just go back to your traditional half an hour. You get your 10 minutes at half time and go back again. I think they just disrupt the flow of the game.
Yeah, and certainly for different reasons. Maybe both managers who just wanted or didn't want that water break, because sometimes it can be a momentum killer. And certainly we're down to home straight now. About 15 minutes left here to decide the fate of both Moycarkey-Borris and Roscrea, who will join Holy Cross in the relegation final. At the minute, Moycarkey-Borris favourites in running to win this game, but certainly Roscrea closing all the while. 15 minutes of play or so left here in Templemore. 118 Moycarkey-Borris, 115 for Roscrea. Game about to be brought back underway by Darragh Ryan, and we're down to home straight in this all-important FBD Insurance County Sealer Hurling relegation semi-final here in Templemore. That ball comes out there from Darragh Ryan down the throat of that Roscrea defence, expertly almost caught there by Conor Sheedy. Just loses it when he comes to ground, kicks it forward there, but it's going to be at the expense of a line ball. And certainly Moycarkey-Borris incensed there. I think the linesman just maybe got confused there, because certainly looks like a certainty that it should have been a Moycarkey-Borris ball, and I think he's corrected it.
Yeah, definite Moycarkey ball to be struck by Pat Malloy here over the far side of the field. Every strike, every line ball, every free, really important now in these final minutes.
Yeah, well, here comes Tom Hayes with the line ball for Moycarkey-Borris, sends it a long way up. Roscrea try to win that there through Darren O'Connor, who came in there just before that water break, but this time Roscrea just give that ball away, and it's going to be at the expense of a line ball once again. And again, Moycarkey-Borris just can they settle back in. They've started each half and after the water breaks really well, but certainly Roscrea know they're within touching distance of this Moycarkey side as they come in with that line ball. It's well hit there by Jack Morrissey across to the other side of the field. Can Moycarkey-Borris hold on to it, get it at the second attempt. They poke it back out the field towards Kevin O'Regan. O'Regan gets his shot away, but never on target as he's closed down there by Luke Cashin. That's out to the left hand side and wide. So every possession vital now in these last 12 or 13 minutes of the game. As Darragh Ryan now, where's his puck out going to go? He looks like he's going to open his shoulders and go along. Darragh Ryan goes a long way down in the general direction of Alan Tynan and battling Owen Hayes there, and Hayes rises highest, wins that ball. That's a big catch for Moycarkey-Borris. He gets that up the field towards Kyle Shelley. Shelley goes across the face of the corner to the other side towards Kieran Morris, but that's well won back there by Darren O'Connor. O'Connor goes across the field with the ball. Roscrea trying to work this ball out through the lines as far as Darragh Tynan. Darragh Tynan maybe flirting with taking too much out of that ball, but gets forward, tries to get a loop and hand pass towards Luke Cashin. Luke Cashin comes back in field towards Dan Ryan. Dan Ryan with a layoff once again to Cashin. Can Cashin finish with a score? Cashin gets his shot away, but never on target, out to the right hand side and wide, and Roscrea can ill afford those wides at the minute.
No, they can't. And a couple of changes for Moycarkey. Kieran Cummins and Jack Fallon off. Darren Flood is on, as is Kyle Shelley, and Glenn Lucknan seems to be gone off, and Darren O'Connor is on for Roscrea.
Well, so much action unfolding under us at the minute. This is a really tight, intense affair now. Roscrea tried to win that ball there through Dan Ryan. It's a huge catch. His helmet is open, but he goes forward, offloads the ball as far as Evan Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick now finds Luke Cashin to bounce to the ball, just maybe the season, but he does well to win it back. Luke Cashin gets forward onto his left hand side, rides the tackle there and gets a good score. We have a 2-point game.
Yeah, lovely score from Cashin. He's after moving to right half forward, and he is causing problems. He's going at Rory Ryan every time he gets it. He's given 1-2s, and he's really influential in the game now.
Well, Rhys Shelley comes to that puck out down to the far side of the field, out towards Kieran Morris. Kieran Morris tries to break that down to himself. It leaves it off to as far as Max Hackett. Hackett now tries to race clear. He gets inside the Roscrea and he's still going. He's on the 21, thinking a goal. Absolutely blasted to the back of the net. What an individual goal by Max Hackett. You talked him up keen before the match, and maybe he could have had the decisive moment here in this one.
Incredible goal from Max Hackett. That's what he's all about. Pace, power, strength, and an incredible finish to the roof of the net.
Well, certainly that's what Moycarkey-Borris wanted to see. Roscrea got it back to 2, but that goal now leaves 5 between the sides, and Roscrea are really going to have to summon something special now to get something out of this one. They go forward through Evan Fitzpatrick. He gets it in towards Shane Fletcher. Fletcher gets it towards Conor Sheedy. Looks to be fouled, doesn't get the free though, and they're overturned there by Owen Hayes. Roscrea were sure they had the free there, but Moycarkey-Borris cleared their lines there through Niall Heffernan. Gets it a long way up the field towards Max Hackett, but he's overturned there now by Darren O'Connor. Roscrea now at 6s and 7s there at the minute. They're just trying to get some valuable possession. They know they're probably going to need to work a goal, but there is still time left. Darren Tynan now has this free for Roscrea, or Alan Tynan rather. Has this free for Roscrea. He might just try and loop this ball in. Sends it down there towards Sheedy. Sheedy now, just ball breaks behind him, but out comes Ree Shelley quick. Ree Shelley though spills that ball. He's doing well to try and gather it back. Can he clear his lines? Yes is the answer as he gets it away. It's going to be out over the sideline. Desperation just to get it out there. But again, you'd feel now that Roscrea are going to have to maybe get themselves a goal to get a foothold back in this one.
Yeah, they need a goal, and Conor Sheedy had a chance going through there. Looked maybe to be foul. Phil Ryan didn't give it. And now a double substitution for Moycarkey. Eamon Flanagan coming on. John Bergen warming up on the sideline.
Well, certainly Roscrea, they have a line ball about 40 metres out from the goal. Can they just try and maybe isolate the likes of Shane Fletcher or Luke Hashin inside, because they've got goal chances hard to come by. They got one earlier by Jason Martin, but you feel they're going to need another. Ball breaks across the square. Luke Hashin trying to race there with Ree Shelley to keep it alive. Hashin just runs out over that ball, touches it off his hurling out over the side end, and with that goes another good chance for Roscrea.
Yeah, and Rory Ryan is off on the Moycarkey team, replaced by Eamon Flanagan, and there's a sub being ready by John Carroll and the Roscrea management team.
Well, sub coming in there for Roscrea. That looks to be Joe Carroll to see can he maybe just spark something for Roscrea, and off goes Conor Sheedy. So we're down deep in the home straight in this one. Can Roscrea try and summon something special? They'll trail by 1 goal and 16 to Moycarkey-Borris' 2-18. Moycarkey-Borris try to win that ball up the far end of the field, but Evan Fitzpatrick collects it for Roscrea, tries to break the tackle, wins the free, and this is going to be a chance for Roscrea. And maybe while they might feel they need a goal, they're just going to have to settle themselves and maybe take the points when they appear.
Yeah, they need to hang in the game and just hope that they're within touching distance when it comes down to those final couple of minutes.
Ball breaks in there in the square. It bounces awkwardly and it just loops over Ree Shelley's crossbar. You can just see again that AstroTurf. Joe Carroll was the target there. Ball spilled off his hand, bounced off the AstroTurf and just looped over that crossbar.
And it's a huge talking point here in Templemore, that AstroTurf and that runway up to the goals. And you know, I know players don't like it, and I particularly know goalkeepers don't like it, and it's very tough for them.
Yeah, well, certainly you see where Ree Shelley's goal went in earlier on, and almost he could have been caught out there by a loop and bounce, and it narrows the gap to 4. But away come Moycarkey-Borris on the attack once again through Niall Heffron. Niall Heffron looks to be foul and wins his free, and again this will be a chance for Moycarkey-Borris just to regain a bit of composure, and a good scoring chance by Kieran Morris as again a sub coming in here for Moycarkey-Borris. In comes John Bergen now, who Keane said moments ago was warming up there, and off goes Anthony McKelvey. But again, another crucial free. Kieran Morris he's just missed one. Well, this will be a crucial free to try and restore a 5-point lead.
Big free, difficult angle, having missed a relatively easy one earlier on.
Lifts that ball, he goes for power. The umpires have a look. It looks to be hanging just inside the left hand post, and the umpire eventually raises the flag, and that's a good score by Kieran Morris, and that gives Moycarkey-Borris a 5-point lead once again. It's 2-19 Moycarkey-Borris, a goal and 17 for Roscrea. Roscrea win it through Alan Tynan, and Tynan will have a chance to get an immediate reply from a point, and Tynan does put that ball over the bar. 1-18 Roscrea, 2-19 to Moycarkey-Borris. So there is 4 points between the sides down the home straight here. Moycarkey-Borris still favourites and just edging this game in front, but Roscrea, if they could just get a sequence of scores and maybe just raise another green flag, we might be heading towards extra time. But a bit of hurling to be played yet as Dara Tynan wins that ball. He offloads to Evan Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick now the danger of overcarrying that ball, and indeed the referee agrees, and certainly he didn't give them too much time there, but you would feel that maybe Evan Fitzpatrick just overcarried that.
Yeah, he probably just took one step too many, but 3 big calls, 2 throws, and an overcarrying from Phil Ryan on Roscrea. And I know the Roscrea sideline weren't happy with that call, but I think marginally the right call.
Yeah, well, certainly this is going to be another big free for Kieran Morris. We know he has the distance in his locker. He's back almost on his own 65 with the sides, with Moycarkey-Borris currently leading by 4. Roscrea just can't seem to get that sequence of scores, and this will be a chance to break that once again, because every time Roscrea raise a white flag, Moycarkey-Borris just seem to go the other end and get one, and it is going to be Kieran Morris now with a free, back behind his own 65, lifts that, strikes it a long way. A nervous looking Darryl Ryan watches that coming the whole way, but eventually at the last minute just tails off to the left hand side and wide. So can Roscrea now reply and get a score and get themselves back within touching distance? They trail by 4. 2-19 Moycarkey-Borris, a goal and 18 for Roscrea. Away comes Darryl Ryan with that puck out, sends it a long way down towards the 45, towards Alan Tynan, who tries to double on it overhead. It breaks loose, but it's gathered up by Tom Ryan from Moycarkey-Borris. He gets it out as far as Kyle Shelley, who's going to shoot from distance from a long way back, but again that ball just tails out to the left hand side and wide, and sometimes momentum can carry into making those decisions. Probably a bit too far out there.
Yeah, and we're talking about it all day, about percentage shots, and I think that was a low percentage shot by Kyle, and leaves 4 points and leaves Roscrea hanging in the game.
So Roscrea now again come out with a short pucker to get it as far as James Sinnott. James Sinnott sends that ball down the line towards Joe Carroll. Joe Carroll out in front of his man. Can he gather and hold on to that ball? It just breaks loose there, but Carroll does get it. He's been tackled there by Pat Malloy. Carroll has to take it back on the hurl. He's been well marshalled there. Gets it back towards Luke Ceci. Ceci now tries to break the tackle. Gets a good hand pass out towards Dara Tynan. Tynan jinks this way and that. Tries to break through. Looks for the free. The referee has given him the advantage. He might not need it though. And Dara Tynan gets a huge score. He had the advantage, but he makes it a 3-point game once again.
Yeah, and the two Tynans, Alan and Dara, really stepping up here in the last couple of minutes. 2 big scores to leave 3 points between the sides.
So 2-19 for Moycarkey-Borris, 1-19 for Roscrea. Reece Shelley taking as long as he can with these puckouts. You know every moment is precious for Moycarkey-Borris, who's going to join Holy Cross in the relegation final. At the minute, Roscrea still have ground to make up. Shelley comes with that puckout, it breaks loose, and Luke Ceci looks to be the man to win on the ground, and eventually wins himself a free. And he's really busied himself around. He's been a good physical presence for Roscrea since his introduction.
Yeah, Darren O'Connor doing well there. Reece Shelley really trying to target Kieran Morris. It's been a tactic that has worked well, but now it seems that Roscrea are copping onto it. It's becoming a little bit predictable, and they're now cutting that out.
Yeah, well, certainly it's going to be a free now for Luke Hashin. We've seen Luke Hashin miss one. He had to force that shot back in the first half from distance. He's gone a long way back for this one, right out on the apex where the sideline meets the 65, and that's his own 65. So he's a long way from the goals. Can Luke Hashin summon the power to get this one? He opts to strand this ball long. Reece Shelley watching it, it's precariously close to the post, but it's just out to the left hand side and wide. And again, from those distance, they're always a hard one for a natural free taker. You're probably forcing that shot a bit much.
You're forcing the shot too much. And you just think at times, is it better to keep the ball and play? A dead ball is a real killer to momentum.
So still a 3-point cushion for Moycarkey-Borris, and just as Keane said moments ago, Kieran Morris, a target of many of those pugouts, wins that and offloads. Moycarkey-Borris go on the attack, but that's well read all the while there by Roscrea's backs, and but this time they're overturned there by Jack Morrissey. Jack Morrissey can't get a shot away. Can Roscrea overturn the ball? Yes is the answer. They go to try and work it out towards Dara Tynan, but that's intercepted there, and again Moycarkey-Borris just picking up the scraps. Can they work a score? Good block there by Dan Ryan, but again Moycarkey-Borris win the break. They can't get the shot away, but they might set a good ball out towards Kevin O'Regan. O'Regan with a chance of a shot, but again just rushes that, and it's down as much probably to nerves as anything, because that was a good chance of a score there.
Yeah, and in fairness to Kevin O'Regan, usually a really accurate striker, and it's just trying to get that 4 or 5 point lead to see Moycarkey through these final couple of minutes.
Well, down into the closing minutes, as Keane said, and that's well won back there by the cornerback Tom Ryan for Moycarkey-Borris. He sends that up the field. Moycarkey-Borris just fumbled the ball as Alan Tynan comes in to try and overturn it, but Moycarkey-Borris break free there through John Borgan. Borgan sends a good ball in there to that full forward line towards Kyle Shelley. Shelley tries to win it at the second attempt. He's bringing that ball forward. He might eventually get it up into his hand, and he does. He's looking for options outside him. A little hand pass comes outside. Can Moycarkey-Borris get themselves 4 clear? Maybe give themselves insurance. They might even think of a goal here. They're working it in. It's kept alive there by Darryl Ryan. Just an improvised strike there by the sub Darren Flood for Moycarkey-Borris. But again, Pat Malloy cleans it up back around middle of the field and goes forward for Moycarkey-Borris. Sends a good ball down into the corner. This will be a chance for Kevin O'Regan. Can he put them 4 ahead? O'Regan missed one moment's goal, but that's well caught there by Darryl Ryan. He wins the free, but that's good, confident goalkeeping, and Moycarkey-Borris just can't seem to get that proverbial insurance point at the minute.
Yeah, brilliant goalkeeping for Darryl Ryan. A really tricky ball, full forward coming in on him. Another chance now from Roscrea.
Darryl Ryan now sends this ball long. Can Luke Ceci win this? The answer is no. A fantastic, a heroic catch there by Pat Malloy. Malloy comes out now to the middle of the field towards Kevin O'Regan. He goes back to his centre back, Owen Hayes. Hayes now tries to send that ball a long way up the field in the direction of Kyle Shelley. Kyle Shelley tries to keep that alive, but he fumbles that ball out over the line despite the attentions there of James Sinnott. But it is going to be in favour of Moycarkey-Borris. They just thought Roscrea might just get the breakthrough off Kyle Shelley, and again another valuable possession for Moycarkey.
Yeah, and you can just feel the nerves. Is any team going to just really grab this by the scruff of the neck and just, are Moycarkey going to put it to bed, or do Roscrea have another couple of chances?
Well, you feel the next score is crucial. If Moycarkey-Borris get that, it's going to force Roscrea to get a minimum of 2 scores, and that's a silly free there to give away out of desperation by Shane Davis, and this could be an opportunity coughed up at a crucial period to give Moycarkey-Borris that extra cushion.
Yeah, it was a wild swing. It was just kind of, down to nerves, down to just really nearly trying too hard, and this is an easy free for Kieran Morris and will probably give Moycarkey a 4 point lead that will be tough for Roscrea to overcome.
Yeah, we're certainly into the dying minutes of this match now as Phil Ryan just brandishes the yellow card there to Shane Davis, and Kieran Morris is probably going to have his most simple free to game and to give Moycarkey what could be a certain 4-point cushion and maybe an insurance score, because Roscrea would probably be hell bent on trying to get a goal, but they're running out of time all the while. Kieran Morris now placing that ball as Shane Davis just walks away from Phil Rinder after getting that yellow card, and Kieran Morris is going to lift that ball. He strikes it high, straight and through and over the bar, and that, Keane, could be all she said for Moycarkey-Borris.
Yeah, and that's a 4-point lead. Darrell Ryan looking for a ball in the goals, and there's another change in the Moycarkey-Borris team. JJ Doherty is on for them. Yeah,
well, you see Dermot Maher down in front of us. He was G'd up by that free when they won it, and Morris duly obliged. But again, Darrell Ryan keen to get this game back underway. Phil Ryan, all eyes on him. He's looking at his watch in the middle of the field. Roscrea know they're in desperation stage at this time, with time almost up. Darrell Ryan now is going to try and go along with this ball. See, can he get a winner? They're going to have to raise at least a green flag, Roscrea, because they won't have time to outscore them on points alone. Evan Fitzpatrick tries to race onto that ball. Hurl gets stuck on the ground. Moycarkey-Borris win it through there. Wing forward, and the all-important goal scorer, Max Hackett, he offloads that ball, and away come Moycarkey-Borris now. They try to send a ball from John Bergen down into the corner towards Kyle Shelley. Ball breaks off Shelley. Can Moycarkey-Borris overturn it? Back there goes Dan Ryan. He's performed admirably well for Roscrea. Gets the hand pass forward, doesn't get the free though. Goes to his full back, Keith McMahon. McMahon still storming up the line. Possibly foul there. The referee doesn't give it. And again, Moycarkey-Borris overturn it. Roscrea trying to cling to win it back. Keith McMahon goes in search along with James Sinnott to try and overturn it, but Moycarkey-Borris get it up the field. But again, Roscrea just trying to hold tight there. Might be a possible free there. Referee doesn't give it. Certainly a late hit there on Kyle Shelley, but Roscrea meanwhile have the ball. They have to get that ball up the field and misplaced that pass though, and it goes back there. Might break though for Darragh Tynan. Expert flick up by Darragh Tynan, but doesn't retain possession. Moycarkey-Borris come out, and with that, the last action of the half and of the game as Tom Ryan gets that ball. Static scenes there by Moycarkey-Borris. They ensure their senior survival, and Roscrea are going to have to dust themselves down and have a huge match for the future of their club against Holy Cross. An absorbing encounter here. It finishes Moycarkey-Borris 2 goals and 20, Roscrea goal and 19, and certainly Roscrea tried to rally at the various stages, but certainly a fired up Moycarkey-Borris just kept their noses in front the whole way throughout.
Yeah, and Moycarkey led really from start to finish. In fairness to Roscrea, they died with their boots on. You know, they really went down swinging. And John Carroll will be happy with that, but now they're in the dreaded position of playing in a relegation final against Holy Cross Ballycal next weekend, and it's just a game that nobody wants to be in. You know, it's the game, as we said at the start, Joe, that no one prepares for, and it's just a really hard position, and relegation finals are oftentimes harder to win than county finals because there's just so much riding on it, and neither of these teams want to find themselves in the Seamus O'Reen next year. Well, certainly Roscrea will have to dust themselves down. They'll be playing Holy Cross in the relegation final. That fixture to be confirmed. My thanks to Cian Tracy on co-commentary, where it finishes here in the FBD Insurance County Senior Hurling relegation semi-final. Moycarkey-Borris 2 goals and 20 points. Roscrea a goal and 19.